Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. This is some horrible, sad news in the skateboard world and industry. It states that a 25-year-old man was seriously injured at the Victoria Park Skate Plaza in Auckland, New Zealand, and died 2 days later. He was attempting to drop in off the top of this building into this incline here, this quarter ramp. This is actually a building which they decided to build a quarter ramp and a giant wall. It wasn't designed for skateboarders or anyone to drop in on, even though some people tried to successfully did, but you can see that it was caged, but obviously not well enough. Keep in mind this accident happened in 2018, but now they did an update saying that Auckland skateboarder's death could have been avoided. The coroner rules. So the original story states that the death of a skateboarder who, with his son present, suffered a fatal head injury on a skate ramp could have been avoided if the park's design incorporated better safety standards and if the man was wearing a helmet, a coroner has ruled. It states that Pitiphong Sangsirichat, also known as Peter, died after he dropped in onto a skate ramp at Victoria Park from a rooftop of an adjacent building. The coroner Tania Tetitaha has looked into the details surrounding his death and has made recommendations that the Ministry of Transport consider a law changing requiring skateboarders to wear helmets, and that the Auckland City Council considered a design standard for its skate parks. This 25-year-old who went skateboarding every day and was confident in his abilities was at Victoria Park with his partner and their young son on January 27th, 2018. It states there is a building used to service the Victoria Park Tunnel known as the Northern Egress Structure. The building is approximately 3.85 meters high. It states that while on one side of the nest building contained stainless steel fence wall, the other had a steep concrete skate ramp attached to it. It states that CCTV footage has shown adults and children using the stainless steel fence wall to climb up onto the roof of the nest. And on the day of his fatal accident, Peter also did exactly that. After climbing onto the rooftop, he intended to drop in onto the skate ramp, but initially stood there for a while. Soon enough, a crowd gathered at the bottom to watch him, and while most were telling him to do it, a few others, including his partner, were telling him not to. He made the move and dropped off the edge of the roof towards the ramp. Partway down, the skateboard went from underneath him and continued down the ramp. The findings detailed Mr. Sangsirichat fell backwards at the bottom of the ramp, smacking the back of his head on the ground. There was a loud cracking noise as he hit the concrete. He lay unmoving on the ground. Members of the public rushed over and moved him into recovery position, and his partner called emergency services. Unfortunately, his condition did not improve, and 2 days later, he ended up passing away. This is just truly horrible and sad. First, he should have been wearing a helmet, and second, that should have never been designed like that. It goes on to state his cause of death was due to head injury suffered in the fall. He had not been wearing a helmet at the time of the accident, though there is no requirement under New Zealand law for skaters to wear helmets. Also states that if there had been a design standard regarding the placement of skateboard ramps alongside buildings, including ensuring they were not climbable, this death may have not occurred as well. This death, the council has installed a razor ribbon around the top perimeter of the structure and erected signs warning people not to climb it, which should have been there to begin with. And in addition, a security guard is now stationed at the park from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. to dissuade people from attempting to climb the structure. They also installed an anti-climb bar roll bar above the ramp. Her states in her findings he may not have died if he had been wearing a helmet. This is truly horrible, and now because of his death they ended up posting all these barbed wire rings around the top to avoid kids from climbing up. As well, on the actual initial drop in, they actually put a bar, I guess, so that people can't actually use it to drop in as well. This was the ramp that he actually dropped in off the top here down, and that's a huge drop. And unfortunately, his board slipped out and he actually fell backwards and hit the back of his head. I've had some pretty close calls with that, and that's why I wear a helmet, and I recommend anyone else to wear a helmet as well. I actually found a video. The original clip I showed in the beginning wasn't the kid. It was actually Garrett Ginner, a skateboarder with over 750,000 subscribers on YouTube. I posted this in 2017, a year prior to this happening, saying crazy New Zealand skate park. And as you can see, he's climbing the gate up, and he actually drops from the top. He actually successfully made it, which is absolutely insane. But when people end up seeing this clip, then they go there, then they want to recreate it. And unfortunately, one of the kids, Peter, who was 25 years old, an experienced skateboarder, When he went to drop it on his head, his board shot out and he flipped backwards, and it's just really sad and tragic, and it could have been avoided. Garrett's got some big balls for not wearing a helmet and actually doing that as well, considering that he bailed a few times, and he's very lucky. Point out that having this like this by the city, designing it without actually having a skate park design in mind, is really careless, and the city should be held responsible. There's a building here, they put all these gates and fencing up. I don't know if there's any signs saying do not climb or whatnot, but they didn't put any preventative measures around it. And of course, kids have been dropping in it for years and then getting hurt, seriously hurt, injured. And then, you see YouTubers doing it, and of course, somebody else is going to do it. And this wasn't designed for that. Maybe if they just had this with their coping up top, but allowing it to be straight edge like that, clearly, it's going to be a recipe for disaster, and people are going to want to try it. And like I said, even Garrett wiped out a couple times. And that's exactly what happened to the kid, but he actually ended up falling backwards and smacking his head. So, like I said, Garrett's actually really lucky that he didn't end up hurting himself as well doing this. I'm doing this video is to bring awareness. My heart, my prayers go out to the family and the friends that were impacted by this. I'm truly sorry for your loss. It's just truly devastating, and that people should start wearing helmets. And if you're going to skateboard it, it's literally skate at your own risk. Skateboarders know that. Don't fall into peer pressure by other people trying to push you to do tricks, and this could happen to you. It could happen just on a basic skateboard trick, slipping out and hitting your head, and that's why I wear a helmet. And they should, people should wear a helmet, but it's your own choice. And unfortunately, this happened. It's truly a tragedy, but as skaters know, if we're not going to wear a helmet, there's a chance that this could happen. And sadly, it seems there's quite a few skaters that are very talented, don't think it's going to happen to them, and then one day it just ends up happening. Stuff happens. I've had quite a few close calls myself, and I've known some other skateboarders that have gone through this as well, like Aiden, aka Riker. He was a really good, like, semi-amateur to professional skateboarder, and he ended up slipping out on a rail, not wearing a helmet, smacked his head, and he's completely changed for the rest of his life. So this goes to show you that you should just wear some safety precautions, wear a helmet, because even if you slip out and fall, you hit your head with a helmet, you can get back up and skate. Without the helmet, you'll end up either dead or in a wheelchair possibly for the rest of your life. And a lot of people think, well, it's okay, I'll take the chances, but it's not really even just for yourself and your safety, it's also for your friends and your family, because then they have to suffer and go through the consequences of your actions as well. But if you want to skate without a helmet, it's all up to you. I'm not going to force anyone. That's not who I am. I'm just bringing awareness. And if you want to, go ahead. I support you. But if you don't, hey, it's your choice, and I support you regardless. And take the chances while you're skating, because we all take that risk when we're skating, regardless if it's a helmet or knee pads or elbow pads or shin pads or anything. I roll my ankle, I get hit in the shins all the time. And sometimes I wear pads, sometimes I don't. And that's the risks of skateboarding or any sport that you do. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Please like this video, comment down below with your thoughts and opinions about this. Also, click that subscribe button, it helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe. God bless you all. Take care, and peace out.